New home builders, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to help the housing market, not make it worse. You're now on my hit list. The guns are coming right at you because you're up to some shenanigans now. And we're here to talk about that. What are these shenanigans? Well, let's start off by saying how it usually works for a new builder. So right now, as you know, low inventory, yada, yada, yada. You've heard the videos already. And home builders were this amazing real estate chat right now. What I loved about them is they weren't discriminating. As long as you got your name on that list and you were picked, it didn't matter if you were FHA, VA, conventional, borrowing money from your grandma. As long as you got the lot, you got the lot. And yeah, they were price gouging us just a little bit. As soon as they saw they had a lot of value to bring to the market, they were raising their models higher and higher and higher and higher. And yeah, they're definitely contributing to this artificial value bubble, if you will. But it was still, it was a relief, right? If somebody was willing to wait 6 months to a year, they could get themselves on the wait list. They were able to get a new build and didn't have to sacrifice an arm and a leg in the resale market. So normally how it would work is you would show up. If you got lucky, Wally's assigning the walkthrough kind of video. Wally's a big fan of new builds. If you were there early enough, you would get your name on the list. You picked your lot and you had to put your deposit down right then and you got it. That's it. Now, if you showed up a little late to the party, some of them, what they would do is they would get your name and they would throw you in this like lottery system or like drawing. They're really particular about the words they say, but in reality, it was kind of BS. They would essentially roll something or do some kind of digital thing, pick out a name, and if the person won, they got to pick a lot. And there were people who were literally waiting and waiting and waiting for months and months and seeing their models go higher, higher for the system to work. So once they started getting in trouble with that, what they started doing is they would just put your name on the list. And whenever there's new lots that would hit up, they would start calling down the list. And if you didn't answer, sucks for you, bro. If you were fortunate enough to answer and you say, yes, I want it, and you literally have to go give your deposit like then, like you have to stop what you're doing and go give a deposit, you got the house. Or you could have gotten very, very lucky and let's say somebody dropped out of their contract or they just, you know, finished are selling what they're called pre-made homes. They would hit the market, and if you were the first one to see them and put your deposit, you got it. So for the last year, quite frankly, you either needed a lot of luck, you needed patience, or you simply were at the right place at the right time to get one. And what I wanted them to do is start building more houses because there's so many people moving to certain cities that there's not enough housing. These sellers are being little weenies and they don't want to sell. So we needed more people to start building. What builders are doing now though is it's flabbergasting. Is that even a word? Flabbergasting? I don't know. It's really insane. Typically, if you got the place, you have to pay the price that model is then with the premiums, and if you don't like it, too bad, but that was the fixed price. Now, what happened though is there was one builder that said, you know what, I bet I can take an extra few $10,000-$20,000 from these buyers. What they decided to do is instead of going one by the list, if there was a new lot that released, they would email the whole list and say, all right, suckers, here's what we're gonna do. You're going to tell me how much you guys are going to pay for this lot and its premium, and if it's a corner lot, more, etc., etc. Here's the base price. Tell me how much more you're going to pay. They started basically an eBay bidding system for these lots, and you would think that, you know, people would stand together and be like, no, we're not offering more. But what happens is when there's low supply and high demand, what happens? People go crazy. Of course, the builders were able to sell those lots for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more than they originally were supposed to. And the highest I've seen to date is $80,000 more. That's right. An already inflated value on a lot in a home went for $80,000 more. But just like the plague, it started spreading. And now here in Arizona, there's at least 2 or 3 builders that do it. Now allow me to float my boat here just for a sec, okay? I usually try to stay humble, but I can't help it sometimes. I'm just right. My last new construction video I made like 6 months to a year ago, I said that new builders are going to stop giving incentives, because I said they used to give incentives to buyers because they were trying to just get and buy a new build. But now there was no new builds available. It was an incentive to even get one. They don't have to bribe you to use their lender or use that. Now to get one is an incentive of its own. And I was kind of right. I know that there's some builders that are still giving some incentive, but let's face it, I was kind of right there, okay? So here's my new bold prediction. It's gonna get to the point where, guys, this is gonna be the standard. This is unchecked, they're unregulated. It's a capitalist society, so they're gonna continue to do this. And it's gonna become the standard. And if the market continues to increase at the market...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
If the market continues to increase at the rate it has been, then we're in trouble, because if this is going to be the new standard, then houses that are already being inflated are going to be inflated even more, and we're going to be putting more and more and more air, if you will, into the hot air balloon or gas or whatever it freaking uses. It's going to pop even faster. So here's the thing, okay? If you run yourself into the situation where you go look at a new construction and you're like, damn, this is a Gucci ass house, I want to buy it. Well, yeah, it's nice, but don't just settle for that one, okay? If they're doing a lottery system or they're doing some kind of a bidding system, just go look at other models. Just go check them around. Are they maybe other ones are not doing it yet, right? I'd like to believe there's going to be some new builders with integrity that are not going to do that. So don't just go for it, right? Make sure to do your research and do other new constructions. So yeah, they are now essentially doing what the resale market is doing, right? In the resale market, it's not about how well qualified you are. It's about how much more money you can give the seller, baby. It's the same thing. How much more money can you give the builder for their lot? And I said earlier, they don't discriminate with the loans. That's what makes them awesome. If they are now choosing people based off how much money they can come up with on top of whatever value it has, how soon is it going to take for them to start choosing people based on their loan type? Right? I get it. It's their prerogative. I mean, it's an excellent time to be a builder. It's definitely an excellent time to sell your house. You guys have all the power, but the thing is I don't know if there was going to be a market pop, because I did think there was, although it's insane, I do think that this was just an extreme example of supply and demand. But with builders doing stuff like this, I don't know. I'll give you the same advice I give to people who are buying a home, okay? Offer what you think is best, right? The listing price, in this case, the lot value, is just an idea of what it's worth, right? Maybe it's worth more. Don't go and be crazy and do 50 or 100,000 over. If you say, well, I really want it, I'll do an extra 5,000, extra 10,000, and you can afford it, then go for it, right? It still has to appraise. It still has to do all that. I'm pretty sure they're going to start waiving appraisals and all that crap too. There's already a big problem with the appraisals not meeting up with the value of the new construction home. So it all is bubbling. Come on, new construction folks. I'm just a dumb YouTuber. I know I have no influence, but stop it. Please. Please stop it.